Right, so in this fast video, we're going to walk through relative strength. And by relative strength, what we're looking at is we're measuring one asset versus the market sector that that asset is part of. So for example, if I'm looking at a tech stock, I'm going to be looking at the tech market. And most people only trade, or most average people only trade a stock or equity or asset versus US dollars. So for example, Bitcoin versus US dollars. You all saw me trading Bitcoin versus QQQ, which is a relative strength chart, back in 2021. That's how I predicted the top. That's where that market cycle chart actually originated from. And so here's a great example today. This is a chart that we discussed inside of my private Discord. On the left-hand side, we had AMD, and this is what the US dollar chart looked like. Now, it didn't look bad. There's a buy signal down here. There's 200 moving average. We're in an uptrend. Looked pretty decent. But it's a little sketchy, right? Gap down, a little scary to take that trade. But if we go over and look at the right-hand side, we're going to see that if we take AMD versus the QQQ, it looks totally different. Doesn't look like it was gapping down at all. In fact, what it did was it opened right at this level here. So this is the 830 candle here. It opened right inside of that range, immediately broke outside of the range, and then came down for a picture-perfect textbook bullish retest of that range. All right, I had hiccups. So between the indicators themselves, the fact that we're in an uptrend, and the fact that we had this great bullish retest on the relative strength chart, this made this a very easy stock to get long on today. And of course, this went on to have a great day. It actually rose from this low back here. It rose about $5.80 or almost 6% on the day. So for somebody that was taking longs on this candlestick here, this would have been the 905 open that they were taking long on. It would have looked something like this. So 905 would have been this green candlestick right here. So they could have been putting their stop back at the last low back here. And if we take a look, it just barely missed being stopped out. That low back there was actually $102.03. This candle actually had a low of $102.10. But if you look, it had the opportunity, we're not going to talk about the exact exit, but it had an opportunity to get, I don't know, about 17.8 R. So for every $100 risk, there's an opportunity to make nearly $1,800 on that trade. Now, would you have made $1,800? Probably not. Depending on where you set your trailing stop loss, you probably would have been stopped out a little sooner than that. But by all means, it would have been a really powerful trade and should have ended up with a really strong result off of that trade. And in order to keep this video very short and bite-sized, I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. If you'd like to learn more, of course, you can always join my trading classes or join my trading Discord. There'll be a link somewhere around this video. As always, please remember, I am just some guy sitting in a spare bedroom, and that means that nothing in the video is financial advice. You should always go out and do your own due diligence and seek out professional financial advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any type of investment in cryptocurrency, the stock market, precious metals, forex, or any other tradable asset. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're watching this over on YouTube, and as always, make sure you remember to leave me a comment. That helps out with the algorithms, but also, more importantly, helps out with my dopamine levels. All right, makes it more fun to do these videos. So talk to y'all soon. Hopefully you get a lot out of this one.